rocpodcasts.com.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire.
Good evening and welcome to the Lost Cosmonauts. I'm your host, Seamus.
The German.
The Wolverine.
Fast Teddy Clark.
HRV3.
And I got some horrible news to all of our space cadets out there. Field promotion has put me in charge of the Cosmonauts. Our fearless commander is no more.
He's shot off into space.
He's bereft of life. He's shuffled off his mortal coil and gone on to join the Bleeding Choir Invisible. So I'm going to be running things for this.
He got promoted, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So, guys, I think this is gonna be our last transmission. It's been a hell of a run. We apologize for the time lapse between the last show and this. It's been a busy couple of months and a weird couple of months. So we're gonna do this one last time. We're gonna get back in the saddle again, good and liquored up. I'm ready to do this. We are coming to you from the basement.
It's German sex dungeon. Get it right.
The sex culture, and I thought they shut that place down.
Oh yeah, the radical right had that closed down. It's a family joint now.
Is this a Bennigan's? There's a lot of goofy shit on the walls.
Bring my kids there.
The sex dungeon?
Don't judge me.
Not a ball pit.
Definitely at a ball pit.
But no, go ahead. I'm just trying to keep the show going.
Yeah. But actually, the show's being run by the German this time. Plugged in his Android brain to the computer and looks like fucking.
That's what this 2 months took, was just everyone figuring out how the fuck to plug everything in. And get it going. Had everything just been left set up, we could have done this back in February.
This is last fuck you to us.
Fuck, I'm gonna unplug everything.
Every time we kept plugging it in, a little picture of him would come up on a little body going,
So, let me take a look here. So, this is going to be the last episode. We're probably going to still continue to do the Festivus show. That's something that, like, it's just too much fun. We got a reigning champion in the room. So, look for us in December, January, whenever we get the fucking done.
And we could
do
do upcoming projects too. Like we had there's the German driving.
Yes. Apparently, I learned this just now, or not just now, but recently. German got himself a little driving cam and then just made a bunch of videos of him driving to work,
Usually
singing along on the radio. And
yeah,
it's
it's some good comments through the voyage.
Was really, really uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
It's sad chronicling, isn't it?
It's Oh,
I thought it was funny personally.
Especially as you probably watch like the beard grow. You know, it probably just starts to look like he's Castaway.
oh no, you don't see him.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, no?
it's
You
out the
see-
front of
it's
the
out
car.
the front of the car.
Yeah.
So-
It's like one of those, you know, those train videos on YouTube that you just kind of get high
all
and
those
chill.
Russian driving videos.
Yes, it's exactly
Yep.
what it's a fucking
Exactly.
Russian drive. I think he's
Yep.
just waiting to see something weird like
Just wait.
Chernobyl.
He's gonna
or-
get a fucking asteroid.
He's
He's
gonna-
gonna get that fucking YouTube money.
Well, I'll tell you what we did get. We caught German singing along to the music on the radio, which we're all guilty of. But it's just a little fun catching somebody else's private moment. We don't tape ourselves, do we?
Well, it's funny because I did it and then I stopped doing it and went, oh yeah, I'm recording.
I wish I could have sung the Halo thing really good right then. Just did, oh.
Well, the thing that bothered me was not like, oh, this is a cool new toy. It was how many videos he had.
Just that thing's running like
There was
fucking
like 8.
closed circuit
I did it
television. Huh?
8 different days. That was it.
8 different times.
No, it's
he
4
did
different
this.
days. 4 different days. So it's 2 per day. One
Like,
on
I
the way
was-
to work, one on the way back from work.
But the fucked up part was I was watching him mesmerized, like waiting for some paranormal activity,
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, this
It
gets,
was-
this
it
has
was
got to get
reality
good. You know, it's
TV
been
at its
posted on
best.
this.
Totally.
Like this was
the worst
posted.
nanny cam ever.
You know, like when it says "watch out" and like blah blah blah, and you'll see something weird. Just keeps going.
Yeah.
Just
It's like when you get tricked into watching a GIF. You know,
Right.
just wait
Keeps
for
going.
it, and it just keeps kind of cycling over and over again.
Right.
It's just
There was
it's
different
just
trees.
37 hours of him driving to work.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna narrate it. The Wolverine and I.
Well, you were supposed to give me like a location.
We're gonna tell him
but
to
not
go
give me
somewhere, but he's not
directions.
allowed to look it up. He's gonna.
It'll
have
be
to,
Traveling Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Basically, they give me directions, and I hope I can find it with their
and he
terrible
has to
directions.
use our directions, whatever shit directions we give him. No, like on the other side of Webster, there's this place you gotta go, and there's a fountain, and go there.
I'm down for making him drive 30 miles just to get to the Dunkin' Donuts across the street.
Bastards!
That's where they got the Boston cream munchkins. Make sure you go to that one.
I love it. So that's something that we've been fucking around with. Other projects, we don't really have anything on the board at the moment, but we're still brainstorming, still getting drunk, and coming up with dumb stuff to do.
And now that we got everything working,
Exactly. So
it
now
makes
we
things a little bit more like dire. We have to find something to do.
exactly.
We lost that excuse.
Yep. Yep.
Damn it.
Well, we're not perfect. So actually, we don't have any special beer. We're drinking a classic, just some JMO ginger, couple of beers.
Couple of Yinglings, couple of.
We got the captain sitting at the table. He's not speaking, obviously, but he's in his lovely humidor. Teddy walked in. Is that a humidor? Nice.
It looks like a fine cigar, doesn't
With
it?
a bummed cigarette on top, as is tradition.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not what he would have asked for, right?
Well,
he'd
I
been
guess it'll
bitching
do.
behind whoever.
I guess
Whose
it'll
was
do.
that? Is it yours?
Yeah,
Oh, you've been
the
bitching
Wolverine
behind the back
cigarette.
all the time.
Oh, that's the closest thing to a Camel Light. I mean, it's only a Turkish Gold.
Teddy, let me get a Marlboro.
I got a soft spot for Marbs, man. They're a good smoke. Hardy.
So you gotta tell me.
Smooth.
This whole place was
him
furnished
every
by
show.
Marlboro Country. So shout out to the sponsors.
Cashing in your tickets, going back to the ranch.
I bet you there's still at least 50,000 Marlboro miles in this place somewhere, just stashed away.
Are they good for anything anymore? Either?
Under a floorboard. I don't know. Maybe they appreciate in value.
Get a cool hat. Maybe at this point in time they actually pay for cancer. If you hold out this long, we'll fucking cure you just so you
Waffle
can
lung
smoke
machine.
more of our product.
That's beautiful. I love it. It's
Think about it. It's like an insurance investment.
oh, it's wonderful.
Putting it all into Bitcoin.
So speaking of ridiculous internet currency and smoking your lungs out, we're gonna move on to our hero of the Republic, which is no brainer.
Dr. P.
Dr. P was our hero of the Republic. He got this little
Shit show.
whatever the fuck our hobby, our addiction for a while,
Our Monday nights.
excuse to get hammered on the first day of the week. 3 years, man. That's something. It
Only
would have been
time.
3 years in March.
171 episodes.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe I still stand all of you.
Wait, are they all uploaded?
They're here and there. I don't think so. You can get the last 15. I think the last 5 are on Xbox Live, and then you can pick up a number of them from rockpodcast.com.
Yeah. I think 15. We'll probably find some more if we can. I don't know. I'm sure they're somewhere.
If we can figure out how to upload this one.
This
We
might
might not be talking to you.
This might be like a last man on Earth, like for the aliens that find it for the lost cosmonauts.
All that shit's out there, man. It's in the cloud. It's
Yeah,
shooting
somebody's
through
got it
space,
somewhere.
You know what I mean?
No, not Germans.
One of
This
you
whole place is
degenerates have
encased in
saved
lead.
every
You
one
know,
of them.
like, you ever seen Enemy of the State? This is the jar. He's fucking... Yeah. He's gone deep. He's off the radar. The German.
You're telling too much here.
You say too much, sir. So let's
Men have
give it
died
up
for less. To
for
Hero
the
Republic.
for the hero of the Republic one last time
He's not gonna sip of his.
to the big guy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sorry.
He's not going to drink
Overexcited.
it. I poured him a shot the other day at the house. My folks were out of town. When they got home, my dad took it. It was like whiskey water. It's the only alcohol that evaporated out. It's like, so, I mean, he's willing to share today.
The best part was that when you told me that story, he goes, "Ooh, Andy whiskey!" like you found a prize.
Yeah, it
like,
was like a
oh, prize! This is great.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm taking a sip of his. He probably owed me money.
I'm sure. At least booze or a cigarette or two, right?
I'm sure he owed everybody cigarettes.
I think he owed me cigarettes, for Christ's sake. God bless him. Oh, well. So, we've got the Heroes Republic. You know what? It's a bit of a tradition. We really got to talk about some weird shit. So, the German and I have combed the interwebs and found some of the fucked up shit that we think the big guy would have thought was funny.
Would have really enjoyed.
Yeah,
He would have enjoyed.
Things I see, and I think, man,
So
he'd have missed that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, some of these are like, wow, really tossing him softballs. All right, German, would you like to narrate?
Bear with us. Some of these might be a little bit old, probably like a month or so, but they're still funny as fuck. So, our first article involves a woman who did some training. What did she train, Seamus?
Pet squirrels
Pet squirrels. And what did she use those pet squirrels for?
attacking her ex-boyfriend.
Because nothing says I love you like attacking your ex-boyfriend with a squirrel.
An army of trained squirrels.
You got a hell of a smile.
Oh yeah. If you haven't seen the picture of her, just look for
Jesus
woman arrested trained squirrels. You'll find it. She looks like a squirrel. She looks nuts, man.
And,
She's thinking about where she hit them all.
unintended.
Like, that was clearly taken when she's already in prison. Either that, she just wears that normally. Like,
And I may point out this is in Detroit,
From
Michigan.
Costco.
Yeah, Detroit. Well, that's the other thing. I watched a movie in like 8th grade in social studies class. This woman was butchering rabbits in Flint, Michigan. She lived in the ghetto, and that's what she did for a job. That's how she lived. Was
Dude, I told you they're living
selling-
in Mad Max times. They've said it
selling
many
rabbit
times.
meat.
Yeah, they're selling rabbit meat. They're trading shit for bullets and gasoline. This lady's training squirrels.
so let's go into the details
good
of the article.
attract,
It's
good
a,
attract.
she's a,
goes
her
for
name
like,
is
$120 these days.
Janice Smith. She's 45 years old, and she was arrested by Detroit Police Department for this heinous act.
So she's single?
Now.
She attacked her 51-year-old ex-boyfriend, James Robinson, who was attacked by more than
More than a dozen
a dozen occasions.
So basically, like, every day he'd come home, and these fucking squirrels would just start attacking him. He's like, what the fuck? Until one time he caught her in the bushes.
Caught her laughing.
Like, no, she was doing her calls, and her, like, fucking... I don't know how you train squirrels. That's insane to me.
All I can say is she doesn't look like a druid to me.
She looks like a crazy lady with squirrels.
This poor guy. He lost 2 fingers and 1 testicle
Get
bitten
outta
off by
here.
his attackers.
What was he, naked? I guess they'd get up your pants. Like,
guess
"Geez."
yeah, they could.
Pussy can't fight off a squirrel.
Not one.
I don't
Dozens.
care, dude. Bring it.
They found
Shit, dude, she tossed the
Oh,
board,
shit.
man. Put up that finger. Had those eyes.
they found over a dozen cages holding 27 squirrels.
Jesus Christ.
And they found 2 training dummies with pictures of Mr. Robinson taped over their faces. Get him.
There's also a mouth cut out.
Obviously,
Which was weird.
Give me a big wet liquory one, Mickey.
love me, I swear.
Facing a variety of criminal charges linked to criminal harassment and using animals as weapons. I didn't even know that was a crime.
I don't know. Tell that to somebody who, like, sicks their dog on somebody.
Dogs, one thing. Squirrels?
Fuck a squirrel. They suck.
They say her choice of training squirrels instead of dogs or bears. Okay.
Bears?
Attack bear. I never even thought of it till this article. I know what I'm doing now.
Suggests she might be suffering from mental problems.
Space for an attack.
Why do you
bear,
think?
man?
Why do you think Holly had the squirrel hunt each year? Is to protect themselves from this kind of
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
A
lot of missing left nuts
It's
from what I
justified
hear.
after all these years. All right.
All right. So,
So let's side on over to our next article. It's about Tom Hardy. Everybody knows who Tom Hardy is, right?
yes.
Played Mad
Yeah,
Max.
the
Yeah,
actor, Mad Max,
So apparently, Tom Hardy, very handsome man, thwarted a.
Easy, though.
That's what.
It's handsome gentleman right
He's
there.
getting flustered.
He's got the vapors.
You guys are jealous. I'm sorry.
Sweating.
So, 2 teens crashed a bike that they had stolen and then ran off on foot, and he chased one of them down and
in like rural or not rural, but
Rural
suburban
London.
suburban London through the back fences and shit, like caught the toots.
Who the fuck is
But
he, man?
apparently,
What the fuck?
like,
Mind your
Apparently a
fucking business.
vigilante.
Of course. Like just trying to catch him was like normal assault course like you're doing for like the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Just shit
sitting
everywhere you're
there.
jumping
I don't
over.
know. I don't know if they barbecue. Do they barbecue in England? I assume they do.
Yeah,
Sitting there like flipping some.
I just I just
sausages.
imagine the Ferris Bueller's Day Off and he's trying to get home, and the kid's the principal or the cop or whatever trying to get to the house before him.
Yeah. But in this case, the principal won.
I didn't see your side, Teddy. Though no, I'd be kind of pissed.
Yeah,
I'd be
what
like,
the fuck
really,
is he, a
dude?
narc?
Why'd you have to fucking try so hard, you fucking
It's
asshole?
not like he stole anything from him.
You think he talked all like a waterhead at him too, like he does
He
in
did.
every movie?
He exactly did. His exact
Running
words.
away for it, we get you.
He actually, when he caught the kid, he says, "I got the little cunt," and fucking put him in a
I
headlock.
got the little cunt for you, so you take him, you put him in jail.
Oh, I just think
That's my
about
Tom Hardy impression. I think it's really good.
how weird would it be to just be like barbecuing out in your like backyard in England, sipping tea and whatever, and yammering about soccer, and all of a sudden, it's fucking Tom Hardy.
When I
A
was
kid
like, who the
runs
fuck is
through
that
your
kid?
yard, and then
Is that Tom
is
Hardy?
that the guy from TV? What the fuck is going? Am I being like filmed? Is this a prank show? What the fuck? You know, where's the hidden camera? Jesus Christ! It's so weird.
Well, in England, fairness, they're saying out there boiling something.
Boiling some fingers.
Is it gray yet?
Oh, gross.
Entertaining a vicar. I'm out of British colloquialism.
So yeah, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Apparently a neighborhood watch captain.
All I can say is you don't catch Jason Statham doing that type of shit.
No, he's probably
Classy guy.
You're probably gonna get carjacked by Jason Statham.
I feel like you just do like put his arm out and the kid gets clotheslined and it's done.
You're definitely getting carjacked by Vinnie Jones.
No way. Jason
Yeah,
Statham
right?
like turns. He kind of like gives a little quick down this alley, and then just gives a quick little turnaround. Like, yeah, nothing's happening here, man. I think those kids ran that way.
So were you
I
stealing
got you.
something?
Don't worry.
All right, I did 5 movies on this.
Is
You got to
he-
do this to
I
get
can't
it.
tell. Is he famous, or is he just kind of like still staying at Holiday Inn Express famous?
I'd say he's a staple, man. He's one of. I mean,
so? Think
I
he makes
own
money?
every single one of his bad movies. I'm not gonna lie.
He's making a living. I hope so.
I'm
I like
sure,
him.
man.
He's a nice guy.
Hey, dude, Vin Diesel's still making money. Come on, dude.
Yeah. And he,
I mean, Fast and the Furious does pull in a lot of money, but
For
at
the
the same
record,
time,
he does
the
play
last
Groot quite well.
Pitch Black movie, he put his house up for it. Like he took equity out on his house to make the movies. It's like my fans love this shit. I'm gonna make it. He made enough money to buy his house back, but
Not
like
much more, but
exactly,
he made
It's
enough
like,
to get it
Yeah,
back.
people like this terrible shit, and I'm gonna give them more.
I respect that.
I'll get all the royalties
People
from
what they
later on.
want.
All right.
All right, so
Moving on.
to our next one. This 8-year-old had a Mick emergency.
8-year-old craving burgers drives dad's van to McDonald's.
So basically, his parents fell asleep, and he got the keys, jumped in the car, took his 4-year-old sister with him, and they went to get some McDonald's.
He learned to
And-
drive on the internet.
He learned from watching YouTube videos.
That's awesome.
And but apparently he didn't like break any laws when he drove, other than the fact that he didn't have a license. When the cops actually pulled him over, I think they were just amazed that they found him that way. But he went to the drive-through window, ordered his cheeseburger, got it. Apparently a neighbor had seen him driving, so they called the cops as soon as they saw it.
Narcs everywhere.
Yeah, I know, fuck,
Right?
dude.
Bunch of babies.
But it's funny because once the cops
he
were
wasn't
waiting for
invited.
their parents, they're just sitting there, literally just eating.
Kid just
their
ate
food
his
waiting.
burger waiting for dad to pick him up.
Like, how pissed would you be? Like,
It's
He did
no
what?
charges filed. Apparently, he
I
used
think
his
I'd be
turn
pretty
signal.
proud.
They said he obeyed all the traffic laws. He
Yep.
watched
He did a good
videos.
job.
He did a completely competent job. I say, look, if you're 8 years old and you can competently drive, you know what? Fuck it.
I say, what are we wasting all this money on teachers for? If we got YouTube to teach our
Right?
kids how to
Yeah.
do complicated tasks.
I've been saying the whole time.
It's like,
You got
look,
Google. What the fuck?
it-
Good.
I feel like the age for driving should be just like drinking and driving.
You
Like,
got it.
if you got it together, if you can pass, if you can pass a driver's test and you're 8, fuck it, dude.
This kid still probably drove better than Dave, who's not here.
White knuckle ride. 2 McDonald's, you mean? To get a burger?
Yeah, any of it.
Well, what I was also thinking when we said we went over this earlier, like, if the kid had just gone in to get the burger,
He might not have got caught at
they
first.
probably wouldn't have caught him.
He probably
Well,
would've made it home.
his neighbor called the cops on him.
But
Yeah,
who
but he was still in
knows?
the vehicle,
The
so-
cops didn't know where he was going.
Right.
The neighbor just saw the kid driving.
The cops pulled him over at McDonald's?
That's where they
okay.
that he went to the drive-through, and then the person in the drive-through was like, "There's an 8-year-old just driving a van with a smaller child in the car seat."
But my real problem here is that they exploited that child by selling him the burger first and then narking on his ass. What the fuck? I was like, all right, buddy, you win, but you're going to pay for it.
It was already rung
It's like,
up.
really?
Man. They already cooked it. What are they
At least
Speaking
they
of-
keep the
Dude,
burger,
this is
you know?
corporate America for you right there. It's like,
it's
this
coming out of
kid's
that
doing
kid's
something
pocket.
bad, but I totally took his money like 2 minutes ago and then called you guys just because I knew that was the right thing to do.
So, an aside to that, which is also a current event, there was that guy recently that was he shot some dude in Cleveland and then was driving around. He broadcasted on Facebook, and when
Yeah.
they caught him in Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, for a few days, they were like, he's headed towards Buffalo, he's headed towards Rochester, and they're pinging his phone or whatever.
He had to go through the swamps of sorrow, man. I'd have killed myself too.
Right? The best part of this whole story, though, at the end of his rampage, was when he stopped at McDonald's. Some lady noticed that it was him,
She slowed down his nuggets.
and so she gave him his nuggets, but said, "You're gonna have to wait for fries, or the fries aren't ready yet." And he took off without his fries. Now, you're on a multi-state rampage. Okay, granted, he shot one dude. It's not really a big rampage, but presumably on a rampage.
Started
Do
the
you,
rampage.
do you wait for fries, or do you take off just in case?
I mean, you're already balls deep. You might as well fucking go.
wait for the fries.
First of all, you're finally getting a meal in. You go nuggets. That's kind of weak.
He was
You're at
working on a
McDonald's. Get all
budget,
day
man.
breakfast, man. Throw down a few.
$1.99
Guy couldn't hit the
2 for
ATM.
$3.50 fucking McMuffins, man.
No, there's nothing good that comes with breakfast.
It
at
was the
McDonald's.
second McChicken emergency.
This is a good show topic. I thought about this when it happened.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
this would have been good. 'Cause my gripe with the whole situation was he only killed one person on Facebook Live.
Right.
That's nothing. I mean, all right, it was cool. It was a good start, but unless you do 2, then you're the Facebook killer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I just
supposedly
thought
they
it
might
was
have linked
kinda
him to
weak.
some other.
You know,
Like,
like
the
fucking who gives a fuck about Son of Sam if he shoots one person?
Well, the guy claimed
You know,
that there
let's
was
get a couple.
The guy claimed there was 13 other, but they haven't found any.
No, that
13.
to me is saying, yeah, I know.
He's
I
full of
fucked a
shit.
dozen chicks. You only ever met the 2.
Right.
That's my
right.
girlfriend in Niagara Falls.
Yeah, the one
That's
from
horse.
Canada was a model,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met at summer camp.
That's a good.
So any
That's to
word
be
on
like,
what kind of
do it.
sauce?
Good. What kind of sauce do you think this fucker? I think he's
It's sweet and
crazy.
sour all day.
You think so?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Yeah,
Barbecue
barbecue.
all the way.
I'm gonna go dry because he's a fucking psychopath.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Look at his eyes, man. It's
I'm gonna
dead.
say
It's
there's
dead
a
there.
topping just for a reason. That's all.
No.
It's condiments.
Ketchup,
Just for
straight.
an unspoken reason.
I'd say sweet and sour fits the situation.
Maybe he's one of those savages asking for honey. People are the worst.
He wants spicy mustard and they don't make it anymore, so he just starts blasting everything.
Right? We only have honey mustard.
Yeah, a falling down episode. My burger didn't fucking look like this on the menu.
Yeah, right.
I also had a beef with the fact that he did it over a chick.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
His girlfriend.
that's lame.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing.
Well, did he kill
I get
the
if a
chick?
woman breaks
No.
your life, but don't do it in public. Come on, we're all here.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's extreme.
Yeah, we're all here. Stop. You know,
That's-
I don't know. You know what you do? Go fuck her friends. You know,
right.
you know.
Well, for the record,
We'll
it
just
was
treat
clearly
him the
her
way
that
it
had
works.
commitment issues because he committed to this and he went all the way.
He went all the way.
I don't know. And he shot an old man. Like
Like,
whatever. That's
A
all.
random old man.
Yeah.
Not like her new boyfriend.
I want random. I want just some fucking kid on a corner. Like do it hardcore. You kill old people. Like I feel sad for a day, but no, nobody's really lighting a candle.
It's
You know,
gotta-
that dude lived a life.
It's got to be
Yeah.
tragic and it's got to
Yeah,
be brutal.
it's got to be like Chicago little girl crossfire like murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
The kind that, like, you
This guy's a
know,
pussy all around.
he doesn't
The
even know.
coolest part of him was his name was Steve Stevens, which is also Billy Idol's guitar player.
Well, it was a pseudonym. He didn't even. That wasn't even his real name. It was the name he used on Facebook.
That's cool.
It was his alias.
That's cool.
So,
I hope when I go on a shoot,
What else?
Now we're gonna move to
Teddy Clark.
our last article.
Fast Teddy.
And this one was a girl found living among monkeys in India.
Yes.
No McDonald's in this one, gentlemen.
None.
I'm really gonna check out now.
Wild though. Like, so they found this. So these two woodcutters were in the woods, and they see just this little girl, this naked little girl about 10, running around with a troop of monkeys on all fours. So they try to kind of talk to her, like, "Hey, you know, are you all right?" The monkeys drive them off, like, just freak out. So they go and they get the police. The cops come, try to grab the little girl, and the monkeys start attacking them and start like smashing on their car and chasing them as they drive away. Dude, do you want Planet of the Apes? Because that's how we fucking get Planet of the Apes. They don't know where this little girl came from. She doesn't talk. She just, well, she does now walk upright, like they've been.
She
working
does
with her.
understand apparently though. She doesn't talk,
Yeah.
but she can understand.
Yeah, she can kind of understand basic stuff, and she stopped eating off the floor and started like eating with her.
Did anybody
hands.
consider that this was a Disney plot just to
It's
To be
remask
honest,
Jungle
it's
Book?
Jungle
To
Book
be honest,
too.
I never liked the Jungle
I mean,
Book.
this would have worked for Ghostbusters if they started from
The
ground
viral
zero
viral marketing
and came up with women as Ghostbusters instead of just going right to it and doing the same thing.
Right, they did like a viral marketing campaign or something. Ugh. Fun. Turns out the
Yeah,
girl's
she's-
just an actress for Disney.
She's 10 to 12 years old though. That's insane.
So this little girl must have been living with him for a while.
It goes to show how tough people are, you know.
And you watch her interact with stuff, because as a video, she interacts with objects kind of like a monkey would, like, you know, kind of picks them up weird and kind of smells them to see if they're safe. You know, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, the video on it is weird because she does kind of move around like an animal.
Yeah.
But I guess they have to search all their missing records now, dating back 10 to 12 years.
Who knows what kind of complete
Which it's
records
India,
are
so good
rural
luck.
India, yeah.
Yeah, it could be tough.
Almost 1 billion people on a subcontinent.
I can't get rid of a dog, and these people got rid of a fucking baby.
Oh, I bet it's darker than that. Her parents
yeah,
probably got eaten by some sort of jungle monster.
Oh, I don't think so. I think
Just
they
imagine
decided
the
to
child
just,
support
a
lawsuit
fucking
on this one.
Moses in the basket fucking
Oh,
situation.
you're thinking like an
Yeah.
exposure? Like,
Yeah, like,
we had enough daughters. We
I don't know what
wanted a son.
happened. Where'd it
I
go?
was
that's
washing
like-
clothes, and
We wanted a son.
next thing I knew,
Looks like we got to try again.
Oh,
no,
pretty
it's gone
terrible.
away. I like it.
God help them when she comes back. She's gonna wreak a monkey vengeance on them, biting faces, ripping off genitals.
It's like Kill Bill, but just a little.
Was it what you say? Like,
A lot
see
more
the boy,
savage.
the boy who started
Now,
making
does she
fun of her
have
in
a
school.
name? 'Cause
Yeah.
Please tell me they're calling her Tarzan.
Tarzana.
Don't
Tarzana.
think.
Because that would be great.
They
think
do
they
not
named her,
call her
though.
Tarzana,
No.
Queen of the Jungle. They don't call her anything.
I don't think
Monkey
they gave
girl.
her, I don't think they ever mentioned a name at all.
They refer to her as a subhuman species.
I had
Welsh.
had another topic,
Yeah.
if it pleases.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
always.
Throw it
This
in.
was a local situation that I really would have loved to have heard the big man's opinion on.
The doctor.
That was the acquiring of a drug dog by the Brockport police.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That they
I missed that
decided a
one.
fun public relations thing would be to like let the people name the dog on Facebook, and they ended up with Brock. Which okay, that's a little hacky. I get it for Brockport. We're also in a college town, and literally wasn't the Stanford college rapist Brock Turner.
He sure
And
was.
now, this one's a stretch. The chick that got stabbed in the dorms a few years ago, didn't she get stabbed by her boyfriend Brock?
I think he was a Brock.
He might
So
have
I
been a
think
Brock.
we have a Brockport drug dog.
Who's a
named Brock.
rapist.
Either after
And
a
a serial
murderer
A rapist,
or a
murdering
college
drug dog.
rapist.
So you're
seems
gonna take it
appropriate.
out to meet little kids and stuff?
I hope so.
Oh.
I hope so.
There's actually another local story happened yesterday.
Could have
or 2
been
days
Doggy
ago.
McDogface,
The
though.
skydiver. Did anyone?
Yeah.
see
No. What
Oh
happened?
yeah.
Skydiver
It's a few skydivers recently.
found him on the ground next to his chute, and his backup chute didn't open. Guy's done like 700 jumps. I think he's one of the trainers.
Yep.
and no one knows what happened. And all I'm
Dead,
thinking,
I assume, right?
He is dead.
Oh, yeah.
All I'm thinking is
I think he fell out of a plane.
he threw his shootout and then dove after it.
Because it was. It wasn't even
I
like.
think-
attached.
Yeah, maybe
Because
it's
I heard his
just
chute was
goofing
unattached
about.
next to him.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you do that?
'Cause
Where's
it probably
where's
looked
the
cooler than hell
where's the
first time he
GoPro
did it.
video then?
You don't throw your.
All I'm
chute
saying,
out
I've
without
heard a lot of
chasing it.
people dying in skydives recently, and all that tells me is, gentlemen, this is the time to go skydiving because they are hurting for money and they will haggle on price. Come on, just a few guys.
He's not wrong.
Parachutes half off.
Didn't you got a buddy who likes the skydiving? They're Fast Teddy.
Couldn't tell you. Not me, man.
No, not a favored.
Oh yeah. So on that note, let's take a break, and we'll be back.
And we're back. And after that break, Wolverine Jesse Porter's got something he wants to lead us in.
We're looking to just kind of say our goodbyes here. I think all of us can agree that waiting so long to do this is kind of a good thing. Because if I were to do this, the Monday when it should have been planned and should have been done, for the last episode, I wouldn't have been able to make it through it.
Yeah, me neither.
But I just want to kind of, share some love from my brother, thank him, and say goodbye a little bit with a couple fun stories about the guy.
Behind the scenes.
Yep. Yeah, a closer look into the life of Dr. P.
So all the shit he would really be pissed off that you share.
No, I spent a lot of time lately, like, just kind of missing the guy. Like I always felt like I took him for granted. He was my brother,
That's exactly.
but he was always there, And like I've spent a lot of Fridays just sitting at the bar, waiting for him to walk through that fucking door, and waiting for him to say it's a joke or
April
you know.
Fools, motherfuckers.
right.
Oh man,
be a good one.
Would have been like the most brutal April
Had a fake
Fool.
funeral and everything just to go with it.
Pulled a Huck Finn, and
Oh, I would kick his ass.
I think we all would.
And then he
We
really
might
would be
kill
dead.
him. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I feel the same. Things have just been fucking weird.
Yep.
But I tell you, I don't know. Probably some of my favorite memories were when we did some of the shittiest or meanest things. Oh, just obnoxious shit. Like we used to, we used to. A friend of ours had a porch, and we drink at this. It was like a wraparound porch on a college
Yep.
house.
I know
on
the
Erie
place
Street.
and the man.
And every Thursday we'd get a case of glass 40s of OE, and grab some orange juice, and it was 40 Thursday, and we'd just get shit hammered, play shitty old like hardcore punk rock, wreck this dude's apartment every week with a lot of exceptions. We were just always destroying stuff, wreck the porch, and then we'd take our 40s and hawk them in the tall grass. We did this every week for like a year, 2 years maybe. Well, when our friend who lived at this place went to go move out, the landlord was doing some landscaping, and he just found this mountain of glass. And he's like, "What happened here?" And we're like, "Oh, it's those kids from Long Island downstairs. They were just real bad apples, man. They're just throwing glass. It was terrible." The guy cleaned it up, and then from that point on, nothing grew in the backyard in that circle. It was just salted like the ruins of Carthage.
Dead forever.
Oh, same house. I believe Dr. P took a deucer in the downstairs guy's like charcoal
In the grill. Yep.
because they were a bunch of fucking assholes. Waited until they were on break.
That's impressive, though, isn't it? I
Bust-
mean, you really got to be mad to do something
We
like that.
busted into the
Can't
house.
imagine him fucking leaning over a grill like that.
It's just dropping.
He was a little bit smaller then. He
I think it was
wasn't
a
quite
floor grill.
100 pounds lighter.
That's still asking a lot of a grill.
We one time we busted in there and oh what did we do? Something silly. But it ended with all of their liquor just being gone. Yeah, we were terrible. We were terrible. We were those terrible friends that the neighbor you hate's always invites over. He had this one cousin that was always in and out of jail and just wrecked everything.
Nice.
Oh, it was amazing. that was when we first started hanging out, and it was that period of just like stupid youthful destruction that kind of I think we bonded over. Plus the dude, like, I don't know, he didn't mind that we wrecked his place half the time
Yep.
He probably thought he did
because
it.
he started most of it.
Yeah, he was gonna wreck it himself.
He was gonna wreck it himself. Just let's
Yep.
put on a Slayer record and smash the bookshelves.
Isn't it funny how this has all come full circle now, and that's Seamus' house?
Right?
He's probably drunk and starts breaking his own shit. And then nobody else gives a shit because everything's broken. So.
Yeah, that was Monday.
That was Monday.
I mean, I can think of a stool that didn't deserve it after a
A
shrimp
couple
incident.
pool cues.
The student has become the master now.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, that's a glass half full way to look at it.
You know. We pine for the old times.
That's great.
I don't have a lot of stories with them because I feel like all the stories I have are always with you, anyways. But one of the ones I really found hilarious. Actually, this is the one that like broke me up. Like finally made me break down. He used to play. That song was it never gonna.
Yep.
Break My Stride.
Break My Stride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
Break My
gonna
Stride.
break my stride.
Never gonna break my stride. He was doing this for, I'd say, a month. He would at 6 p.m. every day. He would use his little Ambi freaking app and play it on the Stone Yard jukebox.
Whether he was there or not.
When he was, yeah, even when he wasn't there. Like we were sitting in CNS one day and he was playing. I'm like, why are you doing that? He's like, because Brendan's working tonight.
It's gonna piss him the fuck off.
Fucking Brendan every time. Like, God damn it! And I was sitting there one day when he was actually we were in the bar and he did it, and Brendan just looks at him like, you fucking asshole.
Gorilla jukeboxing.
It's just, yeah, man. Hey, sometimes he would work really hard.
But he did it
If
every,
you didn't have to go
every
anywhere.
day that Brendan was if Brendan didn't work, he didn't. I don't think he did it, but every other day he did.
Yep. No, I've heard that story too. It cracks me up
Dedication.
every time.
When does it stop being funny?
Never. The madder you get.
And another moment him and I had was somebody posted about some information they needed on. Actually, they reposted it on Facebook right around his passing. But him and I went to town on a meme war, just throwing out tons of stupid memes we either made or found
It was all about Google.
about Google.
Have you heard of Google? Google it.
Just try
I
Googling
knew
it.
that was on.
Yeah.
The Googles, they do nothing.
Googles, they do nothing.
And, like, we were sitting in the bar, like, she wasn't even there. We were just fucking with her.
I read that when you reposted it afterwards.
It was such a great...
It went on for like 147 comments.
and that like,
We were seeing who could get the memes on there quicker.
he and our buddy Bill, he used to do. Were you part of this when he used to take the computer freeze? And he would just make as big of a block of text on the Facebook Messenger that it allowed back in the day. It was just that over and over and over again, and then just spamming a picture of a frozen computer. So much so that it took me like 20 minutes to get to the bottom of. Like they must have been sitting there for like an entire evening just drinking and refresh, like just kept posting, copy pasting. I woke up in the morning and I couldn't find anything. It was just spammed. Did your computer freeze? Oh my god, it was brutal.
That's funny as shit.
And he had a ton of them, too.
One time he got my Xbox Live account banned because
Yeah, I believe it.
he and Steve Dave took my Xbox. They got a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yep.
Put it on my Xbox, my Live account, and got on chat. And every child that played them, they just
I heard it.
berated and insulted.
Oh, it was the worst
and
with children.
It was
kids
Andy
were-
playing and Steve
Yes,
insulting.
so he was playing good, and they would take turns on the mic, but they were both they got my account banned for like a while. For it was reported like 4 times for.
No, we can do this, man. James won't mind.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, it's cool. We're gonna play, and we're just gonna have some fun." And I'm off doing something else. I was playing on my computer and getting really drunk, and didn't realize until all of a sudden, like, "Oh, sorry, you can't play on your Xbox for a while." Oh,
When we played Warcraft,
Well,
he was
he
responsible
was
for
the king,
chasing
man.
so many people out of our little guild because there'd be a young kid, maybe it was a tank or something we needed.
Yep.
He just start talking shit to the kid.
Oh, he loved his vent harassment.
Oh,
Vent was his favorite. Ventrilo fucking with people on Vent.
we
was like,
eventually locked him out of chat in the guild because there was a special room just for him where he could talk to us but no one else.
yeah.
No, just let me back in. Just let me back in. It'll be okay.
Come on, dude.
I promise.
That'd be cool.
I will not. Oh my
Won't
god.
fuck it up, man. I promise.
You know, you
Go
still
right
message
back to
him.
it.
Yeah, right. I've been messaging him all week. He didn't come back
Oh,
today,
yeah.
did he? He's like, I don't need you guys.
Yeah, he left. He left.
Oh.
But
What
I
about
tell you though,
You got any?
you got anything else?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many little things. I mean,
Yeah.
he always had a cigarette. He did. Whenever I was out of smokes, he always had one. And whenever I had them, he was always out.
That's because he was taking them from. That's because he was taking them from me.
It's this
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
life cycle of the cigarettes and Rockport.
Where you got a cigarette? Reach over, John.
I must say though, he was the greatest travel agent anyone could ever have. I mean, he would set up the hotel room. He'd set up the event. He'd set up everything. The only thing we had to do was show up.
The only thing he wasn't going to.
Yeah, and he wasn't gonna go.
There'd always be some sort of catastrophe.
I'm not giving you their numbers. Why not?
What the fuck, dude?
We've already given you money.
Yeah, we already paid, and suddenly he can't go.
Yeah.
The hospital, I guess. I don't know.
Car accident, quote unquote. Ditched it in the for
Worst
the insurance
basketball game ever.
What about you, Fast Teddy?
My time with the man was short. I really only knew him a couple years, but we hit it off pretty good right out of the gate because we were both the biggest cunt in the room.
Yeah, these
Generally.
guys, I'm sure, just made fun
We
of
both
each other
really
left
went
and
neck
right
and
all
neck
day.
right out of the gate.
Probably
It was funny. Sometimes I thought we mirrored each other's personality to one another if we sat next to each other long enough. Maybe one way more than another. All of a sudden, it would start getting extra ruthless when I would come around. So all of a sudden, like I raised the bar for being an asshole.
Right. One
You
up
just
and
take it way too far. But really, I think like in the time I was with him, I busted his balls a lot about being an old man. I used to call him Old Man River. Started talking about his ailments. But a lot of like the best times I had with him were kind of doing old man shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he would always be good for you. Well, you want to just come over and sit on
Yeah.
the deck and drink some high end beers. I bought them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd come on over or just sit around and play cards.
Yeah.
Smoke a couple packs of cigarettes. It was kind of that old man shit. Because I
Yeah.
think when I showed up, I was really trying to corral my demon ways. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
kind of get my demons together and
It was, yes.
futile, you know. But like it was
There's an attempt.
hey, you know what? I could sit here at a table. I'm gonna drink just as fucking much. But you know what? I'm home. I'm playing cards.
Right.
Yep.
You know, just hanging out. And it was a cool he made that transition smooth. You know.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed telling him that everything he liked sucked. Because I know that was his favorite pastime as well.
Yes.
To shit on anything anybody else liked.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that I, for the most part, genuinely despised everything that he passionately liked.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I enjoy more than telling you that your interests are childish.
Speaking of that, just to show that video between you, Guns N' Roses versus Star Wars.
We have that somewhere. Oh. That was between old Fast Teddy and I screaming at each other.
Yeah.
He was just kind of going, oh, guys, this is getting It's getting aggressive.
This is getting personal.
It's getting mean.
Agree to disagree.
I will say I did feel a little bad. I would say towards the last 4 or 5 months of our relationship, we weren't really doing well. Me and him, I don't know. My personality was especially shitty. His wasn't melting either.
Yeah.
And I was really probably kind of cold. I wasn't cold. I just wasn't around.
Well, in
you know what I
defense,
mean?
in defense of both
And
of you guys,
that was what I was left with.
Yeah.
But that day was
Listen,
tough.
I don't know,
but that
man.
night at the end, that Saturday, it felt almost like closure. You know what I mean?
When we
It
had
was-
our
it was,
little-
it was it was
yeah.
cool to be around everybody again. You know,
Yeah.
it's that thing of it takes the shittiest shit to kind of have that really good shit. You know what I mean? And that was one of the best.
in defense of both of you, I mean, like you're dealing with your new kid, and you're trying to work it out where you're taking care of your kid, and then your wife is, and then with him, his he got hurt. And he
This
broke
is the thing.
his
Like
hand.
I really know.
Like you
Like,
both.
I know
you
he
were both
knew
in
he was gone.
Very stressful times. I feel like, and it was.
Boiling water.
You guys would have
Yeah.
came back together if
Yeah, once everything smoothed over.
Yeah, once it
Right.
smoothed over
Yeah.
and got warmer out. And usually
Here's
when
the
it gets
thing, though.
warmer
I mean, it
out,
wouldn't have mattered, man. You guys would have both shown up at the bar at 11 o'clock on a Friday
Right.
night.
Yeah.
He'd had a seat right there for you, man. He'd been like, sit the fuck down, man. What are you
Would've been
doing?
1 o'clock on a
Standing
Friday
around.
afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. But
be
you know
honest
what I'm
with who we're
saying, man.
talking
Well, I'm just saying, even if the place was packed, he'd have a spot
That's
for you.
what got
It
me.
was-
I always knew that if we both turned it off,
Yeah.
we could always kind of get
Yeah.
there.
yeah, it always go
Yeah,
right back
Bump
to where it
elbows
was.
and just
We,
be
we,
fucking
we still would party and hang out together.
That's
even
that's
when
all
we
that
were,
got me. Is
like-
I can still stand outside if it's the right time of day from where I work, and I always feel like if I look left,
Yeah, he's gonna be
leaning
there.
under the canopy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's kind of how my Fridays and Saturdays. If I want to go out, he was always out there with me to
Yep.
rip on all the college students.
But as for me, man, like if I didn't want to see anybody, I just wanted to go out. I'd always hit up my brother, or nobody was hitting me up. You're like, oh, I'm freaking going out. What are you doing, dude? And like no matter where he was, man, my whole life, like whether it was, hanging out at his buddy's house playing Magic when we were 10, or fucking 33 sitting at the bar being, I don't have anything going on. You want to get some drinks?
Yeah, that's the weirdest
All
part
right.
of him not being
He's like,
around.
I don't have any money. It's like, I don't care, man. I don't have anything to do. And like, my brother, man. It's like I'm used to buying drinks.
That's the weirdest part of him not being around is he was the guy that was always around.
Yeah, man.
That's the biggest shift of the whole thing.
Yep. Thought it was always something to do. You hit him up, and he was like, yeah, sure.
I know me personally, it always feels like he's just about to walk in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like there's this
The door
gaping
opens.
hole.
Yeah, every
just
time the
feels
door
like
opens,
it
you're
just
like-
feels
Yeah,
like,
he's just waiting
oh fuck,
for
he
it.
should be here by now. And if he was coming, he'd be fucking furious because he
I'm
he
so
was
bad,
waiting
like,
and he
I'm
wanted
so
to-
late.
Some
Son
fucking
of a
idiot
bitch.
to fucking work.
Goddamn dominoes.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
have talked to any of us for 40 minutes if he did walk in now.
yeah.
We'd have to buy him 3 or 4 drinks and give him a couple smokes to kind of loosen up.
Remember?
So that was the hardest
I'm
part,
sorry.
though, man. How many of those nights you just sit there with his phone all hunched over? You'd be like, dude, you want to hang out, man? You want a shot? Yeah, I guess. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
It's like, do you want a cigarette, man? We'll go smoke. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I want a
Yeah, man. You cracked that shell open. He was fucking loud and obnoxious, and
The one thing that I gotta say that I kind of had something about, like before he died that was kind of cool was, I'd come in after him, he'd be there, and he'd be miserable until he unwound or whatever, and I'd always walk up, hey, what's up, man? Oh, he was fucking dick to me every single time for
Yep.
years.
so that's how you know he
4
likes
years.
you, though, man.
And he would
This
just
is
be
my
real
whole
dick
life.
to me. And finally, about, Jesus, I'd say probably about 5 months before he died, I came in and he did the same usual, like, oh, fuck, sort of shrugged shoulders, like, what the fuck's the matter, dude? Like, why are you going to be such a dick to me? I'm just trying to be nice, And I kind of laid into him a little bit. And then from that point on,
He gave a lot of ground,
he
man.
tried really, really hard
Yeah.
to be like, I'm
shit.
I'm just miserable because I had a shitty day, not a like, oh fuck you for like being high, and that meant a lot to
Yep.
me because he, when you called him out,
What's the
9
thing?
times out of 10, if it was something that mattered, he would backtrack and step and try to be better. Now, if it was on something that didn't matter, he was going to continue to be miserable. And that's fine. That was exactly why
We take a
were
good
friends.
15, 20 Facebook comments coming back telling him that he was wrong.
Yeah,
And then
right.
you get a private message. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
But that meant a lot to me that, I feel like there wasn't any uncleared air. We had some issues where we were just kind of pissing each other off, and he was really pissing me off by stuff that he said because he was miserable. He was feeling shitty, kind of lashed out. And I finally one night we had a bottle of mezcal with a fucking scorpion in the bottom after the bar, and we sat there and we put that bottle down after already being very drunk and drinking like this god awful like dollar store and a milk jug Kool-Aid, and then just both of us just puking red, like, oh god, it's blood. No wait, we had red Kool-Aid. Oh, okay. I'm not eating the scorpion, and cleared the air. And from that point forward, I kind of didn't want it, and neither of us let it build up bad.
Yeah.
When you get real close with somebody, we're very close. We started to sometimes just get
a marriage after a
miserable.
while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that things ended without any unfinished business,
Yeah, that's good.
that means a
That's
lot.
kind of nice.
Absolutely.
I feels empty. It feels missing. Like I've been finding myself just gravitating towards that third stool by the cooler, by the phone at CNS.
That's the best you could hope for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was you, the best you could hope for is that, you two just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't ever talk about him really like he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just talk about him like he's not here. Which
Right.
is how I talked about him all the time.
Exactly.
You know?
I'm not gonna start being nice now.
Right.
It always feels like he's just about to walk in anyway. You know what I mean? So eventually, that's, every time you walk in there and you sit down, you just kind of think for a second.
Well, you think
that's the
about
best
him,
you can hope for. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Shit.
It was nice seeing everybody come out too. Like I didn't know how many people to expect, but I expected a lot. Like there were,
I didn't expect that many.
way more. Like we were still greeting people in the line when, our appointment at the Breakfast Club was open and going.
I tell you that your mother and I had a short conversation towards the end of the thing at the breakfast company, the reception, where we just kind of talked, and she goes, this is really lovely. You guys, put on a nice thing. It was very lovely. And also, we all know we just joking how much you would have hated it. It's too hot. I can't. It's too loud. I can't go to bed.
Exactly.
And we kind of
No, the fact that the kegs couldn't tap and that we were drinking
the beer couldn't-
fucking Jenny and Yingling. It's
Yeah.
like, he was fucking with everybody, man.
I love it.
He
Yeah.
had a riot.
Just that
Well, and they
idea
ran out of
that-
ginger ale because everybody was drinking JMO and
Yep.
ginger.
That was
we
wonderful.
went to,
it was a
Parlor
proper Viking
J-Lo.
funeral,
Yep.
in a proper, when you picked up the ashes at the end of the night at CNS and you're carrying them out, and everybody's kind of saying, "Oh, say goodbye." I'm like, "Oh, great, we're carrying his relics through the bar like
Sure,
some
yeah.
sort of Italian saint."
I wish I had somebody
Never
walking
looked
behind
into
me with like a little gong or something. So I just kept going,
Right.
dead
Ring the
man
bell.
walking,
Ding, ding,
dead
ding.
man walking.
Bring it if you did.
Yep.
So you guys want to take a break?
No, I want to say one last thing because I
One
think
last thing, yeah.
my favorite part about that whole night was when we got to CNS.
Yeah.
And like they had a little blue card sat down, it said Porter spot, and there was a guy sitting at it, and I just right over him with Andy, put him down. It's like, sorry man, you got to move. And then it was the first time because I knew college is in session, everybody's there. Andy always hated the college kids, can't get a good night out on a Friday or a Saturday. They totally vacated that bar at College Kids. So for once in his life, he accomplished his goal at the bar of getting rid of the fucking college kids, just having a night. Because there's so many of us there, man. Fucking regulars and degenerates alike, man. It was a great night.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I've never been in it that
There was
fast.
so many.
I was standing in
it
part of
was
that bar I didn't
ridiculous.
even know existed.
Right.
Oh shit, there's a big buck hunter over there.
There's a Gallagher machine.
I
Yep.
didn't know.
I still can't even come close to touching his Gallagher score. It's still untouched.
Oh my god, there's something I totally forgot. Do you remember The battle we had?
Yeah, Donald
Yeah.
Fogg was talking about it the one day.
Yeah. Oh my god, he got so pissed because he was losing. He's like, "This is bullshit." He slams the machine. I thought it was gonna break.
The tough man built in the 80s.
Well, let's take a.
So we're gonna take a short break.
We're gonna take a short break, and then we'll be back with our final wrap up.
All right.
And we are back. So before we wrap up here, Fast Teddy has another one of his delightful little games, and I think it's appropriate. I like it.
It's a send-off game.
A little send off.
We're at the closing credits. If Dr. P were here to direct his own biopic, what song would he have playing over the credits of his own over his own falling curtain?
You want the honor there? Yeah,
Get the
cool.
ball rolling.
Get the ball rolling for us.
I'm really torn on this one. I'm gonna say a song from the opening credits of a cinematic masterpiece called Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise. So Screen Black, directed by Dr. P. Take Me Back to Paradise by 38 Special. Take me back to paradise. Paradise. I don't know. Feels kind of rock and roll, hitting it out, kind of riding a wave out.
Yeah.
Well, if I had to come up with a song, I don't know if there is a song to it. It's definitely a spoken part. It's from Strange Brew. It's the Mackenzie Brothers. Taking off to the Great White North, you hoser.
And then just silence.
And that's silent. No end credit scene.
It's like the end of The Sopranos. It just goes black after that.
Just goes black.
You know, it was hard because I thought to myself, like, I know exactly what I would play at the end of his final
Oh,
credits.
what would you play at the end of
And
his
I'd tell you,
credits?
well, what I would play, I would assume he would want something like,
We should have done both of them.
I'd say what
Let me go back to you guys.
what he would want would be probably something like 1 Foot on the Gas, 1 Foot on the Grave, Streetlight Manifesto. It's a song, it's a band that we went to go see together. We had a lot of fun. And, you know, I think he would probably give himself that. Something apropos and clever. I would probably pick the end credits from the Flying Circus. And end with like, you know? Because, let's face it, it's the Flying Circus kind of life, you know?
Now, I showed you guys the one. I think that was definitely the one that I would do for them.
What is it?
It's by the band Dragon Sound. It's called Friends Forever. It's from the movie Miami Connection, which is a terrible 80s movie that has like karate that's really bad too.
I thought it was cute that you looked all that up and got the title and the artist for me. Like that was gonna clear it up for me. Like, oh, I got it.
This is so anybody who hears it wants to actually hear what this terrible song is, they can. But the song that he would pick for his closing, I think just to be a dick, would be William Shatner's Rocket Man.
Just ended with, she packed my bags last night. Yeah, yep. He would probably
That's definitely like a
directed
I
by
think it's gonna,
a long time. What do you think you'd do for?
for my choice.
Yeah, what would you
Oh,
think?
it'd be Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the Jungle.
Just for the last nail. Told you. That's how Star Wars should have opened. Beginning of that movie's so much more exciting.
I should totally do that. Just take Star Wars and change all the music to Guns N' Roses just
You
for
sync
you.
it up. It syncs up like fucking.
I'll leave all the
Dark Side
dialogue.
of the Moon and Wizard of Oz.
Leave all the dialogue in and just put music in there too.
Did we like say we were gonna do that at some point? We were really
Still
high.
ready? Yeah. I mean, I don't own Star Wars, but I have appetite.
But I think we planned this at some point.
I think it'll work because right as like the Emperor's walking up, that's when It's So Easy starts.
right? I'll try.
What about you, Irv?
Now, he mentioned Star Wars, but the Emperor's March would...
What he would choose
he would
from?
love- he would
for
absolutely love
sure.
Not the Cantina band.
No, it's not serious. He was DJ Darkseid, bro.
Yeah.
All right, Wolverine. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I'd go for the outro to Conan the Barbarian. Just figure,
That's what he
fucking-
picked, or for
yeah,
you?
for him, man, dude. The movie's still with a little Tibetan dude chirping about him in the background. I think this is what he'd pick, man. It's
what
got to
would-
be something epic.
And what would you pick?
But yeah, I picked what we're gonna go out with, so I'm gonna leave it
All
at
right,
that.
that's a good one.
That's a good lead out.
I just
I like
think it's funny and it's I don't know.
Apropos.
It's accurate, man. It'll work.
Yeah. Well, it looks like
I
we're.
I got a question for you. Do you know how to pilot the station?
I do not. We are drifting into the sun.
The green thingy is going towards the red thingy.
Look,
I
I'm not
think-
even from this.
I think for the
mutant
green
universe.
I thought we were just running it on empty. I thought we were just rolling it out until the gas burns out.
Wait, usually we stay
Well-
close to the big blue marble.
We are going to the big yellow one.
Let's push
Well,
that
we probably
fucking button, man.
should not have spilled all that beer on the console.
It's not my
And
fault. It takes
he
a
was
lot
the
to
only
get
guy
me
that knew how
drunk.
to fix this motherfucker. So
There's white dust all over everything.
it's getting warm. I'm getting hot. So I think this might be the end. We're gonna.
Are we
That
secretly unrevealing that Dr. P was really Batman, and that's why we had everything we have?
We can have that
Maybe.
out post.
Well, before we spiral into the sun, I'm just gonna sign off here. This is the Lost Cosmonauts. This is Seamus.
The German.
It's the Wolverine.
Fast Teddy.
HRV3.
Have a life.
Have a life. Big naturals.